Hello, I'm Gil Zilkha. Welcome back to my channel, Essential Classical Music, where we look at the best recordings of the classical music repertoire. This video is taken out of my larger video on the major chamber works. I hope you enjoy it. Now let's talk about fellow Frenchman César Franck, and one of my absolute favorite works, not just of chamber music, but just of anything, the Franck Violin Sonata. Is this a piece of music or what? It starts out with this very lovely opening with the violin going da dee da dee da dee da da, very kind of casual and slow, and then the movement kind of builds on that, and then it gets really dramatic in the second and third movements. The first one starts out the second movement starts out really stormy, and then there's just these gorgeous moments where the violin is just kind of floating, dee da dee da dee da dee, and then it just goes up into like this really high register, really heart-stopping stuff. And then also a dramatic third movement, and then he kind of relaxes in that final movement, a little bit like Brahms in his second piano concerto. It's almost like, okay, I've given you so much. Why don't you kind of sit back and enjoy this little dainty theme? It's like da dee da dee da dun da da dun da da dun da da dun. It's just a wonderful work, and another one of those, like I was saying about the Debussy and Ravel string quartets, that if you're new to chamber music, this is probably one of the works you should check out first. It's just really great. My top recommendation for this is a French duo, digitally recorded in 1989. Augustin Dumay and Jean-Philippe Collard, and they just have the full measure of this music. It's just a really spot-on interpretation. The beauty of phrasing, the drama, it's just really, it's a great way to get to know the work when you're first learning it. But as I've said, whenever you have a truly great work, you're going to want a lot of versions, because a lot of people get their 2 cents in, and you know, you fall in love with this version and that version and so on. So one of those is this one from 1980, Polish duo, Kaja Danczowska on violin and Christian Zimmermann, the well-known pianist. And this one, it's got more of a shimmery, pristine quality. It's not as overtly emotive, but it shows you kind of another side of the piece that really works. The beauty of the writing really comes through in a very direct way. So that one is gorgeous. Now, if you do want something a little bit more overtly emotional and lushly played, we have this classic version, Kyung Wa Chung on violin, and the wonderful pianist, Romanian pianist Radu Lupu. This one is a little bit more lushly and romantically played, maybe a little bit quicker in sections. It's a very natural interpretation, and one that I wouldn't want to be without if you love this piece, because the playing is so beautiful, the sound quality is so beautiful. It's really an unaffected, natural interpretation that is a classic for good reason. And then we also have another classic version from Yitzhak Perlman, coupled with that horn trio that I mentioned for the Brahms, also with Vladimir Ashkenazy, who was on that recording. This is from 1968. And Perlman, I mean, he brings his gifts to this work, the beautiful emotion and the sensitivity, as well as the virtuosity. And you also have Ashkenazy to boot, a beautiful Decca sound. This is another one of those classics that for a piece like this, you're not going to be without. And then we have, just an embarrassment of riches. We have these two guys, a Russian duo. Who were they? David Oistrakh and Sviatoslav Richter. I don't know if anyone's heard of them. Okay, just kidding. Two of the great artists of the 20th century. And it is a live recording from 1968. Pretty good sound, maybe just a little bit noisy, but not too bad. But, oh my gosh, Oistrakh and Richter, two of the giants in terms of interpretation, not just their technical facility, and they really bring it. This is one of those almost kind of emotionally draining performances. that really is priceless. So you're not going to want to be without this one either. And then we have this one, the French duo, the old classic version from 1929 with Jacques Thibault and Alfred Cortot. Again, they were a trio together with Casals. This one is fantastic, despite the old sound. Just when you think you've heard everything that you could possibly hear, then you hear this, and you hear these interpretive insights that just are just unassailable. They're just, just the emotion is brought forth in a way that it's obviously they connected with the music, they knew it well, probably had played it together tons of times, and another one of those that you don't want to be without. They come across fairly clearly despite the sound quality, so it's really not to be missed. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day and happy listening.